everyone, welcome to the next video of genetics. Here we're going to be talking about chromosomes. So these are the different learning outcomes you need to know. Okay, let's start off with prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So this is what a prokaryote looks like. We know that it does not possess a nucleus. Instead, the genetic material is found free in the cytoplasm in a region called the nucleoid. The genetic material of a prokaryote consists of a single chromosome that consists of circular DNA. And the DNA of prokaryote is naked, meaning that is not associated with proteins for any additional packaging. And prokaryotic cells may also possess additional DNA molecules called plasmids, such as in the picture here. Organisms that possess two copies of each chromosome, so one from the mother and one from the father, these maternal and paternal chromosome pairs are called homologous chromosomes, and homologous chromosomes share the same structural features, so the same size, the same banding patterns, the same centromere positions, and also the same genes at the same loci positions. While the genes are the same, alleles may be different. So that's very important. So as you can see, this is a homologous pair and this is a homologous pair. So same in size, same banding pairs, etc. Now the difference between diploid and haploid. So diploid nuclei possesses pairs of homologous chromosomes that are diploid, and this is symbolized by 2N. So in a diploid nucleus, there are 46 chromosomes. These nuclei will possess two gene copies for each trait. All somatic or body cells in this organism will be diploid, and with new diploid cells will be created by mitosis. And diploid cells are present in most animals and many plants. Now, haploid cells consist of only one set of chromosomes, so 23, and it's symbolized by N, so half of 2N. And these nuclei will possess a single gene copy for each trait. All sex cells or gametes in the organism will be haploid and are derived from diploid cells via meiosis. Haploid cells are also present in bacteria and fungi as well. So as you can see here, these are haploids and these are diploid, because here there's one copy of each chromosome and here two copies, one from the mother and one from the father. Now, difference between autosome and heterosome. So in humans, sex is determined by the sex chromosomes or heterosomes. Now, females possess two copies of a large X chromosome, XX. This is very important. And males possess one copy of an X and one copy of a Y. And remember that the Y chromosome is always shorter than the X. Now, the Y chromosome contains the genes for developing male sex characteristics. The sex chromosomes are homologous in males but are not homologous in females, because obviously in female that's XX. So the father is always responsible for determining the sex of offspring. If the male sperm contains an X, then the growing embryo will develop into a girl. But if the male sperm contains a Y, then the growing embryo will develop into a boy. And if in all cases, the female egg will contain an X, obviously. Now, the remaining chromosomes in the organism are called autosomes, and they do not determine the sex. All this information is important for karyotypes, that are the number and types of chromosomes in a eukaryotic cell. They are determined via a process that involves harvesting cells, that's usually from the fetus or white blood cells, chemically inducing cell division, then arresting mitosis while the chromosomes are condensed, and then finally the stage during which mitosis is halted will determine whether chromosomes appear with sister chromatids or not. And this is usually what a karyogram looks like. So here you can see that there's an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. So as I said before, Y is much shorter than X. You can see this is a karyogram of a male. Karyotyping will typically occur prenatally, and it's used to determine the gender of an unborn child, because you can identify the sex chromosomes. and it's also used to test for chromosomal abnormalities. Um, Down syndrome is a condition where an individual has three copies of chromosome 21. So you'll see that in a karyogram, if there are three chromosomes close together, then that person has Down syndrome. And it's caused by non-disjunction, event in one of the parental gametes. The extra genetic material causes mental and physical delays in the way the child works. So the key words you need to know here are three copies of chromosome 21 or trisomy 21 and non-disjunction. So as I said in the last video, you need to know some numerical values. So here you need to know that a roundworm has 4 chromosomes, rice has 24, etc. So memorize that. And here you also need to know the genome size for each organism. So make sure to memorize that. And that's all for this. Hope this was helpful.